Well, let me say good evening to you. Even in the midst of rain, our prayer is that God is continually blessing you more than you have ever been blessed before. No matter how difficult things are, no matter how crazy things are, God is still good. And not only is He sometimes good, He just good all the time. I'm coming on. Prayerfully, we will see some folk jumping on here real quick that we will be able to share with you one last time before this evening is over concerning the EOBA District Association. And so we're grateful to God for that. Thea, Sabrina, how are the two of you this evening? Debbie, how you doing this evening? Good to have you on board with us. And just grateful to God, waiting for. I see there's quite a few of you jumping on here, so I'm grateful for those who are coming on board. Sherry, how are you this evening? Ayana, okay, glad you're doing well. To God be the glory for the great things that He has done, is doing, and He shall do. And so I wanted to come on to share with you, Denise, how you be, and kind of get a couple of things going here. Sharon, praying for you that all is well with you and yours. And we can go from there. Lisa, how are you? On here for just a couple of moments to give the final appeal toward the district association that's going to take place this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, late afternoon, early evening. And if you want to be a part of it, that's the reason why we have come on board right now to share that with you. Jaleesa has put in the chat what's what concerning that, and letting you know that you can still register. You see the information that is there. If you're a unified church, which means your church consistently gives to the district, you don't have a registration fee that has to be paid. If you're not, she is asking you to contact her at area code 330-717-3760. And so she'll continue to scroll that through here as we continue to just talk for just a few moments about, hey, Kathy, how are you? I just saw you. And try to see if there's any more people that are going to participate and go from there. Rose, how are you? Bless the Lord for you. Praying that you, your family, and everybody's doing well. Non-unified churches, the registration fee is just $25. It is $25. It is not virtual. It is in person. I think I slipped up during the morning worship and said that it was virtual, and all of a sudden everybody was like, oh, but nope. We will be doing what we need to do to make sure that we are appropriately socially distanced, that all of the sanitizing means that are going to take place will be there, and we will go from there. Listen, we've gone through quite a bit. We've had 2.5 years of isolation, and the virus is still alive and well. It's still real. It's still railing. It's still doing what he does. The thing that makes it a little bit different is the fact that many have been vaccinated, and uh, many are better protected than what we were 2 years ago. Many people lost their lives. Many people found themselves in very tragic situations because of the virus, and because of that, we shut down a lot of things. We shut down a ton of stuff in the church. We shut down stuff in the district. We shut down stuff in the state, only because we recognized and we understood that many people decided for whatever reason that they were going to do whatever they wanted to do. And I, as a leader, had the responsibility of making sure that safety became the first priority. And so, with that being said, the annual session, that's what we're calling it, is the annual session that is going to take place will be Tuesday and Wednesday from 6:30 to 8:30. When we come together, we are going to have a general session for just a couple of minutes. That way we can get the instructions. I just got off the phone with Pastor Penn, and he told me that he has persons that will be in place to guide uh, the persons to their class or their workshop um, locations. So we don't, that's a logistical thing that the district doesn't have to worry about. His people are taking care of that. I want to talk about a couple of things. And the reason I'm doing so is because there are 3 workshops, and I need you to share. Could you please be so kind to share? For those of you who are out here, just share real quick, because this will give an opportunity for people to know what these workshops are all about. We have them listed, but we need to give a better understanding for maybe some people, excuse me, who are on the fence as to whether they want to do this or not. And again, I'm going to say this: we are going to exercise every bit of precaution that we possibly can to make sure that everyone is safe. The beautiful thing about it is, even though the numbers are good, the facility that we're in is large enough that we really don't have to worry about much, even though we will be wearing masks, and we will be social distancing, and we will be sanitizing. Uh, and I hadn't really made up my mind yet about the temperature issue just yet, but I'll work on that between now and tomorrow. I'll check with Pastor Penn to see if there is somebody who will be there. If not, I always have a ram in the bush that will be more than happy to help and to assist in that situation. And so, and that's something that needs to take place. So I want to make sure that temperatures will be taken as you come in, and we'll make sure that they come in the one way and go from there. Now, I want to talk about the first class, the new norm for the church. I'll be teaching that workshop. I need us to recognize something, and it needs to be seen. And this is not negating the past. This is not saying that our past experiences were not fruitful, were not meaningful, did not have importance when it came down to the work of the Lord. But we have to understand that with COVID, there are some major and drastic changes that have taken place in the church. And we have to learn to quit being mad and angry at some of the things that are going on, and begin to look at this as an opportunity for us to be able to have different levels of ministry. And I'm going to deal with a couple of things, because the matter of fact is, most of our churches really weren't evangelizing. They really weren't reaching out into their neighborhoods. They were confined within their walls. Many of them may have been in neighborhoods that caused them to be confined within their walls. And by doing so, we may have neglected and negated an entire community from hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ. Uh, you know, when did our doors open? When we had special events? When did our doors open? When we had fundraisers? When did we let people come in? When all of this other stuff was coming on. But Lord have mercy, if a homeless person came in, or if a prostitute came in, or a gangbanger, or a drug dealer, these people may not have been welcome. But guess what? Because of the pandemic, some things have changed. You want to know more about that? You have to be a part of that class. The second class that's coming up is the need for blended music. Nisi Barrett and Phyllis Bowling are the facilitators for that class. What is that class dealing with? How is that class going to affect you? It deals with music. It deals with the fact that everything can't be old and everything can't be new. You must be able to minister to every age group that's there. There's an age group that knows nothing about the old songs, and then there's an age group that don't care anything about the new ones. And I do understand, believe me, I do understand that a lot of the new stuff don't make sense to us, but it makes sense to another generation. And so, how do you blend it together? I tell people all the time, I pastor 3 churches. I pastor the J.D. Jones, the John H. Maiden, and the Michael Harrison Church. Why? Because those generations are still there. And you have to know in the music ministry how to navigate that in such a way. Hey, Cecile, how are you? In such a way so that you are able to effectively minister to every age group. And that's basically all it is. And these 2 young ladies are going to delve down into that, and then they're going to they're going to deal with something that probably may not even want to be dealt with. But it's going to be discussed, and it's not something that we're saying you got to go back in your churches and start beating your drums. We need you to look at maybe the reason some things are happening the way they are is because we don't have a blended experience. Well, the third workshop is leadership then versus now. What does that mean? The way to lead. Hey, Linda, the way to lead has now changed. And I understand that we get bent out of shape. Pastor T. James Harrison of the Valley Baptist Church is going to be teaching that workshop. And there's a new paradigm to leadership now. And we have to learn how to do that. And it's a more difficult way of leading because it leads through relationship, not dictatorship. And sometimes it takes a while to navigate that kind of church. It deals with the fact that there are certain people who are qualified to be leaders, and there are certain people who are not. And maybe one of the reasons why some of the things are not moving forward is because we're kind of stuck in a motif that is so antiquated that even the IRS doesn't even recognize it anymore. But we need to have that kind of leadership conversation. And in the midst of that, how those persons can be trained, how those persons can be prepared to do the work of ministry. And it enables the pastor to be freed to do other things and to minister to the people the way God has called him to do. This is not an issue of deacons and trustees being in charge and running things. That's not what this is all about. It's dealing with leadership in the church, period, and how it works together and how it creates a cohesive and seamless stream of participation, support, and all of that. So these are things that we're going to learn. I'm telling you right now, if you miss out on these workshops, you are going to miss out on some overwhelmingly vital information. So again, you can go online on Facebook. You can go to events. And when you go to events, all you have to do is look up the event. It's EOBA, annual session. You can click onto the link that is there. And when you click onto the link, you can fill that information out right there on the link. Hey, Bobby, how are you? You can fill that. Did you get registered? I wasn't sure if you were able to do that or not. You can click onto that link and you will be instantaneously registered. And then I think Jaleesa is working on something to send out tomorrow, a confirmation, and we're working on that. Okay. Some way, somehow, between the two of us, we'll get it done so that you will know that you are registered. You will also understand some of the critical information that's necessary. We're going to make sure that we have some ink pens and some pads and stuff for you so that you'll be able to write down information. Bring your recorders and record the information. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. And just so we can learn. And I'm going to say this, and I know some people are going to frown upon it, but the survival of your church is based upon your willingness to adapt to a different paradigm. Um, and I'm not saying every church is going to be packed. I'm not saying every church is going to be running over. No one's church is packed right now. But there's another church. There's the church outside the walls. There are people who are more than willing to be a part of ministry. They will never come through the walls of your church. They might not even live in your city. We're going to talk about those things. We're going to deal with those things. And we're going to take a real good, hard look at it and have some real hard conversations that need to take place, because it's the Lord's church. And the Lord will allow it to exist or to die because it's his church. But you sure don't want it to suffer because of ignorance. You don't want it to suffer because of an unwillingness to learn. And so I'm grateful to God. Numbers are just tremendous, but there's still room. As the song says, there's room at the cross. So there's room for you to register. Come on out. Get there before 6:30. I would suggest you get there about 6:15. That way we get settled in at 6:30, because everybody who know me know I start on time. So at 6:30, we're going to have a brief whatever, and then we're going to go from there, get down into our classes, into our workshops, and we're going to get busy doing and being the church of Jesus Christ. Man, I love y'all from the depths of my heart. I'm thanking you in advance for everyone who has registered, pre-registered. Don't get mad when you can't register tomorrow. Don't get upset when you can't register tomorrow, because today is the last day. Y'all remember in the Bible, there were 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins. I think there was 5 of them. I can't even remember. I'm so tired. And they were waiting for the bridegroom to come. And while they were waiting, the bridegroom tarried a little bit, and the ones that didn't have oil, that they ran out. See, you can't afford to run out because you weren't prepared to be there on time. Oh, glory to God. I wish I had somebody that's catching what I'm saying. Don't miss this moment. I understand, Thea. That's not it. No problem at all. I understand your situation. I understand, Cecile. That you live in Texas, girl. Usually we were able to stream, but right now we're kind of doing it just a little bit different, trying to ease our way back into safe personal experiences. And again, I'm gonna say it again. There's a tremendous outbreak that's coming. So if we can get together for a little while before prayerfully, we don't have to go back into isolation again. We need that personal touch. We need that personal involvement. It not only allows us to know that we are alive in the Lord, but it also lets us know that we are alive to one another. If you need any information and some help, call 330-717-3760. Again, that is 330-717-3760. And Jaleesa will be more than happy to help you. Listen, I've kept you too long as it is. Y'all have a blessed evening in the Lord. You have a great week in the Lord. Whether you are attending or not, would you please pray for the session of the EOBA? Because in August, we're going to have our youth explosion with our young people. And then in the fall, we are going to have the EOBA Fall Revival. We're doing things totally different than the way that we have done them before. And they have given me the latitude to be able to show them through a different paradigm, through a different experience, how God can work even through a district association. Listen, y'all be blessed in the Lord. Have a great week. You pray for me. I pray for you. And watch God work. May God bless you and may he keep you is our prayer.